they join in.
Okay.
Let me grab what we are going to be painting. Well, this is what we'll be painting today. We're going to be working with this guy today. This is a shot from South Haven Dunes there, South Haven, Michigan. I photographed it back last year after I got done with a workshop from Collie Wisson. I went to a workshop in where was it? Michigan. It was in
August.
Yeah, in August.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. And this is one of the paintings we did in his workshop. In his 4-day workshop, this dunes painting. And this is Australia, of course, and his sun is very quite, a lot warmer there and stuff. But this is from, we were basically painting one of his paintings and stuff. So we worked. I did this off his painting, and then he came around and showed me a few things on it and stuff. And I thought it was very interesting. And then I was going to South Haven anyway after the workshop. So I stopped and I photographed this, stopped and shot a bunch of dune shots and stuff from there. So let me pull it up here and we'll go through it on what to look for and what we're going to be doing on it. Put this back down. There. All right, so you see it. This is the beach. I tell you, it's crazy. This water is up so high. I mean,
it's a crisis.
It used to only be right about to here. I mean, it used to be at least 50 yards from these dunes to the water, and it's crazy now. I mean, this is right up against it. I mean, you got like 5 feet, walking between these guys now.
Yeah, the beach is disappearing for right now.
Yeah, it's even worse this year. I mean, it's right up against it. So it's like, I don't know what they're going to do. They've had nothing but bad luck over there. Okay, here, back onto this thing. Looking at this, it has a really kind of a nice design here going in and stuff. This is sort of what I was taking from that other Collie's painting and stuff, this design of how strong this little triangle of shape is, the shadow and the grass is working together to make this big strong shape, and then counterbalance that with a smaller shape of the water and stuff. That's the thing about when I was looking at this, the water just isn't very interesting. I mean, it's just going to be simple enough to do and stuff, but there's like no real waves or anything in here. I mean, you got a little bit of color and stuff. So it's pretty simple. It's kind of like the sky, it's just, not too much there, just a little bit of gradation from the light to the darker blue, just about it. The biggest thing is this cool shadow, right? And to get this little area here to pop too, there's a little grass area there, but to get this little area and then to get back in here, you want to get the viewer to get back to this little island of sun back in here. Maybe if they can get them down here, this is really where the beach is right now. It's at very back, right in here. So if we can get these guys to kind of go step from here to here to here and back into here, we've done a real good job. And this painting so far has pretty much everything to it. It's just, it's done pretty much for us. This is a nice little area of light. This little, just a little bit of sun coming across the edge of the dune up top and hitting the trees and grasses on top. This guy here, it's just a branch with some leaves. It's a little out of place and stuff, so you might add on another leaf or two here and there instead of making so kind of big and clunky here. So maybe if we bring in a little bit more light here and there, just to break that up so it doesn't get look kind of weird because it looks great in a photo, but as soon as it goes, you start to paint that, it's going to look like a block. You know, it's not going to work.
So are
Probably.
you saying take it more down to the right then, just like fill in that grassy spot that's shaded underneath it?
You could, yeah, you could put a few more leaves here and just, you know, maybe not fill this area in so much with the bright greens and stuff. So let it, you know, breathe a little bit. That's what I was thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Would you put any on the top, like at about 1 o'clock where those branches are? Just
Up in here?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you could, and you could probably put a couple up there, you know.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's okay. Yeah. Easily. To kind of, you know, to draw your eye back down too is what you want to look at too. So that's good. Yeah, this area here, you know, is pretty much our darkest dark in the whole kind of painting. You know, it's not even that dark. It's like a, you know, 3/4 dark, and that's probably just going to be like, looking at that, I would say you could probably make that color with Lizard Crimson and blue, or Cad Red and Blue. Probably start off with Cad Red and Blue and then go to Lizard, working in that in there. And then these shadows and stuff are going to be really nice. If we can keep them cool, the thing is we're going to paint these shadows in the shadow in the sand, probably in stages. You think about it, just like the brights going back. These shadows, as they go back, they tend to get bluer, and getting that in the sand and stuff, mixing that up is going to be kind of a smaller challenge. I mean, you really only see it right here and right back there, and maybe right in there, how much the light changes. I mean, there is some a little bit in here, but a lot of this stuff we're just going to have to. There are going to be some fun mixes and stuff to do. Okay. I think that's about it. The design, like I think I was saying about before, the design itself is pretty cool. It's pretty good. Also, if you want to see this, there's also, if you keep going that way, there is a little lighthouse at the end of this pier here. It's a little red one and stuff, but I didn't get it, you know, it just wasn't in the shot, so didn't make any sense to keep it, try to get it in there.
Is that a pier that goes in the back?
That line back there, yeah, just this right here, that is a small little pier that runs out there to the lighthouse, and it has like an electrical grid or so above it and stuff. That's what that line is. That line you see above everything, that's like the electrical going out there and stuff to it. And it's all metal and stuff. It's pretty cool. I have some good shots of that too. Sometime we might take a shot at one of those. Okay, you know, the little grasses is going to be fun to paint into. All right. Anybody else? Anything else?
I think so.
Good. All right, we're going to go over to the next camera, and we will start working on paint, mixing some colors. Let me get this straightened out. It looks like I got a little cord showing. Okay, let me get that. There you go. All right, so here's what we'll be working with. And for Mindy and New, I usually mix a lot of my colors ahead of time. So I'll probably have to go through and freshen them up here. Right here, we got some unbleached white I'm using right here in the corner here. I'm gonna put some more out because in the sand, you know, this could be a nice, simple way to go instead of using using your titanium white here. You know, instead of using that to mix, to put in these colors and stuff, sometimes a warmer white will help out and stuff. I won't just kill the color too much as fast. So that's why I have that out. Then I'm going to go with some Cad Yellow here, Cad Yellow Light. And slight difference in the Cad Yellow Lights here. One is Grumbacher back here. It's light, really white light, you know, closer to white than yellow. And this one's a Utrid. Then they got Cad Red here. Do I need any more Cad Red? Looks okay. I think it'll be all right. Cad Orange, Ochre, Yellow Ochre. This is Alizarin Crimson. This is one of my Venetian Red. This is my blue I use. It's Cobalt Blue Hue. It's a Utrecht color. It's just really a dark blue. Prussian blue is probably pretty close to it. The next color over is Burnt Sienna. I'm gonna put just a little bit more out. Looks like it dried up a little bit. Just to keep it going. The next to that is Burnt Umber. I'll be all right with that. Probably. A little touch more. Next to that is the green, is my is the Phthalo Green. And I don't really need too much more of that. That's a little bit of that goes a long way. And then this would be Prussian Blue. And it's it dries really quick. But it's really a dark blue. We might end up using it in the sky a little bit to brighten up the sky if the cobalt doesn't do it right. But that's what we'll be using. So
You're using cobalt and Prussian?
yeah, I got Prussian out, but I'm not, you know, you could probably get away without using Prussian if you don't want to get it out there. And any of these colors over here are just from my last painting. Any big puddles of color I had left over, I kind of just, instead of throwing them away, I'll use them over here. And maybe they'll come in a mix or something. Sometimes there's, you know, you find some purples or something in here. I might be able to steal some of this and instead of mixing it up and throw it in there. I usually mix all my colors, a lot of my colors ahead of time, so I'll get busy on that. We'll start right back in here. We're going to start up here in the dark areas here. And here, like I was saying before, I see this as blue and blue's kind of dry. Okay. Blue and some Cad Red mixed.
Jim, what is that surface that you're mixing on? What is that, marble or what is that?
It's just glass. It's a glass surface. In fact, this is kind of a cheap thing I got. I got it from my neighbor was throwing away his refrigerator, and this just happened to be one of the refrigerator, you know, panels, glass panels. So I just took it and painted the back of it so it's not, you know, wasn't clear.
Right.
And it works out great. I mean, you can get everything off this thing. You know,
Jeannie,
it's harder
this is
than
Jeannie. I have an extra one. I'd be happy to give you. Yeah, we threw out a mini fridge, so I've got I've got 3 of them, and I'm happy to give you one since you were so nice and made that nice box for us.
No, I'm not the one. I can't take credit for that. I
That's all right.
the boxes.
Well, you're still welcome to it.
Thank you. That's nice. So
You
do
guys quit
scrape
being
it off
nice.
with
Quit.
a razor blade, or what do you do?
Yeah, well, I go over to the Home Depot and I get one of these things. These things are like you find them in the paint department for taking off wallpaper.
Yeah.
this thing can just does the same thing as a razor blade, but so much better and so much, nicer, more control over it and stuff. Yeah, these are a couple other ones I get too. I mean, cheap, $3 things, and they just clean it off pretty doggone good. And even when you got really dry paint, it takes them off pretty good.
Okay, thank you.
What are you
no.
mixing up right now? Cobalt blue and,
Yeah, just cobalt blue and cad red.
okay,
This is on the cad red side right here on this side.
okay.
This is the cobalt blue on this side. Now I was thinking about I'm going to try another color here. I'm going to use it. It's a color I've been using lately, and this is the cobalt. This is the Phthalo Green, and it's mixed with alizarin crimson. So the two
Orange or alizarin crimson?
Huh?
The
Which
alizarin
that?
with
Yeah.
the alizarin with that one. Okay.
Yeah, alizarin crimson mixed with phthalo green, about equal portions, and it makes a kind of a blue green. Interesting. And if you do it on just a little bit more red into it, it should have. Thought sure would show more red. You might find this up here too, in there. It's okay to go a little dark and stuff. We might, because we're gonna it'll probably go away pretty quick. I mean, with some of these other colors in here. And this might be nice. I think this makes a nice purple too if you cut it when you cut it with white. Kind of a gray purple, because it's red and green mix makes it gray. When you cut it with white. You won't find it exactly in here, but this might end up being a nice kind of color to add in to, make some of this area sparkle. There's a lot of shade going on here. Anyway, moving on, I want to do one more color for up top for just another place, and just because I always like it. I'm just going to with some Venetian blue. I feel like a broken record whenever I call out my colors, but they're just always just slightly different recipes about how much you use of one or the other just to get it to the right tone. This is gonna go probably in here. It's probably looks almost got to be an equal mix of both because it's just
And what is that a mixture of?
Yeah, Venetian red and blue. And it's going to go in here in some places and stuff. Yeah. Okay. Since I got that, let's go down and do the big sand area here. Okay. The sand is going to be mixed. I see that. I want to have it built off of one big pile, but I want to break that pile of color up. So I'm thinking about this pile. I think I'm going to start with probably some neat, let's start with some cad red and blue, a little bit mixed. Cad red and blue. And I'm going to cut it. A little more red. And what I'm going to try to do is just value this up and try to get to about the right value using white, just enough white. Just a little more on the red side. I got a big sheet, and I'm making this little teeny pile. This is ridiculous. What a dumb thing to do. I'm gonna make a lot bigger pile. Hold on here. Almost all my red.
So okay.
This is just add red and blue right here. I'm making a lot bigger pile because of I have lot bigger canvas, and I made a little teeny pile. And
Oh,
I go, even if I cut this up and mix it up, it's not gonna cover my canvas. I was gonna, so that's almost, you can see this blue purple it makes is really nice too. To always save a little bit of that stuff. Okay, so that's way too dark. So cut it with some more white. Well, instead of cutting with just white, let's cut it with a little bit of that unbleached white. White still not going to change. Still strong. Okay, good. More unbleached white. It's a lot. I'm going to make it a big pile because I'll be able to get pretty much all my colors off this. So I'm going to leave this. This is going to be a little bit dark, but I'm going to take a piece of it, this pile, just by splitting it up over here because it's a big pile. I'm going to ochre to it. Ochre should cancel out the purple and gray it out. And warm it up. Way too dark. And this is starting to get there. There is a spot. I'm quite a few degrees off on this one yet. Now I'm probably going to make way more paint than I'll ever need. Nothing new. Okay, it's right in about the value. I'm going to take a little bit of this. That is that was phthalo green and mixed with white, mixed with alizarin here. I'm going to mix that in here too now, but I'm going to cut it. It's a little dark, so I'm going to cut it with some unbleached white, and it should come a little green on me. Off a little bit. I'll put some more alizarin in. Not right. Okay, that's better. Okay. So I will be using these basic colors for some of the shadow areas and stuff. They're probably just still way too dark. This one's way too dark yet. I'm gonna just cut it with white. Yeah, looks better. I'm gonna take a little bit of this Venetian and blue. Try that too. Just makes it slightly different purple and stuff. It's always nice to have one more different one in here. It's a big area, so if I can have a few colors to play with. This is just Venetian and blue, and it has a little bit of red into it, and I'll be able to get that in here. Now I'm going to go one more thing in here because of it is a big area of stuff. There's some warms and stuff. It'll be a nice transition to the highlights in the snow or in the sand. And I'm just going to put a little cad orange into this. A piece of this. This is I had alizarin crimson added to the mix, and it's going to make kind of just a warm, kind of a gray warm here color. And I'll be able to put that in some of these footsteps that are going in here and stuff. You'll be able to drop it in at the end, and they'll just, bring the cools to life and stuff. So So that is Cad Orange mixed in with Alizarin Crimson, mixed in with probably a little phthalo. And I might even have some ochre in that. A lot of white. Oh, that had some bleach white. All right, coming over here. Now we're going to go to the lighter areas and stuff, and I'll just get rid of most of this paint on my knife. Just keep a little bit of this orange, just to have a consistency as I come over here. And I'm going to just really just hit what I had on my knife. Just a little bit of that orange and mixture here, gray mixture, and see where I come out here. I know I need some yellows and stuff, but I just want to just get the base going. So I'm going to cut it with some just Cad Yellow, which is going to be way too strong. Yeah, that's going to be way too long. That's going to take forever to cut. I'll just save it over here. Cut some more white into that. So this is almost Cad Yellow and white. Then I'll mix it up with some stuff. Still got some purple going in here, tone down that yellow. Okay, need some red. I'm gonna go with Venetian. I'm gonna go with burnt sienna. Burnt sienna and yellow and white. Yeah, that'll do it. I'm gonna need more white. I'm probably gonna put out some more white here, especially when I got to do everything else. Okay, this pile is just Cad Yellow, white, and some burnt sienna. So I'm gonna take and add, take a little bit of that pile, a little more white. I'm going to probably add just a little bit of, I'm going to go with alizarin crimson to it, just a little bit. It's pretty strong stuff. I want to keep this, get in here with it. Yeah, it's going to be right. Just need to make a little bit bigger pile. So it's more, again, Cad Yellow, white, and some alizarin crimson. I think I got enough now. Alizarin crimson. I'm gonna put out some more white. But I still got the sky and water to do. And a little more sand. I mean, I can't really, I don't have that much. The sand, I mean, I'll probably heighten this up just a couple degrees higher. I think I'm just, yeah, it's still dull. A lot of white. Trying to get it up to the right value. Just a touch of yellow. Or ochre. Ochre is always a nice one to add in here too. Ochre and white would probably be a good solution for some of these areas here. So what I'm thinking here too about is some of these cooler whites, these whites back and can go in these little crevices in the sand here, and they might work back here because there's not much color to them. Up in front here, I want to keep a lot of body of the colors. I want to keep some richness and stuff, not so much white. So that's why I was thinking about these colors kind of going in there. They just probably need a one more red tone one. I'm gonna just put a little burnt sienna, more burnt sienna in this one. All right. So that'll help me in that area. The water. We're gonna go with, there's a lot of blues and greens. There's greens on the top and there's blues and purples. There's purples down low. I don't know if you guys see this, you know, there's more purple down here And then there's regular blue reflecting in the sky. And then there's blue-green farther back in this area here. To get those colors, we're just going to build them off each other. I'll just start off with the blue and white right now and just get it up to what the value I think it's going to be. Like a mid-tone. It has a little bit of red in it. I'm just going to go with some Cad red into it. Make it purple. Or just to calm down that blue too. I mean, just for the middle area. So down in here, a lot more white. There we go. Feels better. Gonna be in that area. Might go just a touch brighter yet, but then I'll take this pile. Say this is the blue, basic, the whole. If I use it here, I can use a whole section there. And just to break it up, this front area here, I'll just make sure this area here has a little more red in it. So I'm gonna go with some Cad, just scraping Cad red into this purple, this blue here. Make sure it goes, I can feel it going to the purple side. So now we'll go in here. Almost a touch more, too much white. Okay. And then back in here, I'll use that same blue and just put a little green into it, a little phthalo into it. Might need to go a little darker. There we go. There's some more phthalo. I'm bringing that in slowly because that'll take over a color pretty quickly. That'll start getting into this up here. And since I got that color on my knife, I can probably just keep going. I got, I'm going to do the sky really quick. I'll just do blue and white for the sky, add a little red and phthalo into it here and there. Because basically the sky is making the water. So it's going to be about the same tones. There's a lot lighter down below. So using my dirty knife from the last one should help. Last mixing here. So yeah, that'll work for that. More white. Just a little red into it. Because that's going to start getting into here, down here. You might have put some more Cad red into it instead of put alizarin in. Let's go back to Cad red and start getting it in. Yeah, darkening it up. Just I'm going to leave it there because I have a tendency to go too dark with these tones right there. And then I'll make one darker blue, just a little bit of. For the very top here. Keep it
Is that
interesting.
still with cobalt?
Yeah, it's still cobalt,
Okay.
but I'm just putting a little bit of green into it now. I'm putting just a little bit of the phthalo into it, right here. And I'm going to make up. This is going to be like my dark, a little bit up to the edge for the sky here. I'm going to make it up just a little darker than it is in the photo because I think the photo is just a little light compared to when I was there. And it's good, most of it, I messed it up because now it's almost lighter than that color. I was thinking that it's going to go into that color, so it's going to have be just slightly darker too. Well, that'll work. I'll get it working. Okay, let's do a couple greens. Interesting greens. And I'll put those down in here. Let's start with the phthalo green and ochre mix for one of these greens. Oh man, a little bit of cad red in here. I'll use it. Put a little bit of cad yellow into it. And I'm seeing this up in here, a little bit underneath the darker greens. Just probably in this area here where it comes down, there's some little bit darker green. Maybe put a little purple into it, just a little section of just to cut it down so it's not jumping out at me. I just want the greens to jump out. That's the problem with greens. They tend to come at you really quick too. I'm gonna take a little green. Another nice color I've been having luck with lately. I like this cad green and cad orange. And it seems to make a kind of a nice burnt orange effect and stuff that you can find in some of these things. Just that, and then you maybe cut it with some cad yellow here. And, you know, you're going to get some nice earthy, burnt yellow oranges for the summers and stuff. As you can see, I'm way off up here. It's a little blue. This is almost too ochre-y. Added some of that cad yellow to it. I'll just add just a little bit of blue to it. Let's go in my regular blue. And I'll start getting me up in here. Then I'm going to do one more. Like one little ones. I don't need too much of these colors. So like my least thing, I'm just going to start off with just some cad yellow, and then just putting in some of this phthalo green. And you can see this green is horrible. This is like a, you know, glow in the dark green down here. So, and you can put some of that orange I had in it, left over on my knife, squeeze it in there, bring it back into play, because it will not work well with anything. Got to be able to work. It has to be able to work here. It's still just screaming out a little bit too much. Let's add a little bit of yellow to it, more yellow to it. Maybe just a little sky. Calm it down. These grasses are going to be up there. They are going to be grabbing some sky. This is not anywhere. I mean, it's here and there. It's a little teeny specks. Let me try some ochre in that. Now, some ochre. Just getting too much. Cad yellow. All right. Now it's getting there. A little bit bright one there. All right, and then we're talking about this bright one here. Oh, I have this left over. This is just some yellow and white. I think I had it over here from this one. Too much of it. So I'm just going to add just what I had. It's okay. This is Cad Yellow Light. I had a little burnt sienna in it. Had a lot of white, a lot of yellow, a little bit of yellow, And now I just have just a little bit of the phthalo going into it, and it's pretty doggone close to that color. Probably could go just add just a little more yellow to it, brighten it up. And that'll be our last little thing. These greens here should be able, I should be able to mix and blend them up to do that top edge there. There's not too much there. You'll be able to find a few down in here. Got a little dark, some dark medium grays going through in here. Got the sky, so we got our darks here for up here area. We've got our mid-tone grays and stuff of for this area here, the shadows and stuff. They're gonna have to go in little by little and stuff. They're gonna be probably we're cool to warm that way on that one. Then we got our highlights over here. There'll probably be a couple more we'll make up later, but that should just be a good block in. We got our water right here. Then we got our sky right here. We got our greens right there. Okay. I think we're ready to go. You guys with me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for once.
Don't lie to me.
For once.
For once. Okay. Is this high enough? Do I need to bring this up higher? You guys can see the whole thing?
Yes.
I can
Okay.
see it.
All right, 1 second here. I'm gonna get the other camera going. All right, I'm just gonna put some color down for me and draw it in, and to also get rid of some of this white that's pretty strong here. So I'm just gonna draw this thing in first. I'm just gonna use some Venetian for myself. Use a big brush and put some Venetian and oil together. I use the safflower oil pretty much for all my mediums and stuff. I don't use anything toxic in my studio. I don't have any. I use baby oil to wipe my brushes and stuff. I don't have too much, not too many toxins here. Try to keep them down. This is going to be, got a little glue in it. What's my knife? What's this thing?
Jim, how toxic is the paint itself?
Not too bad, really. You know, they had a problem with they were mixing with cadmium just a little while ago. They were talking about, but I went to a conference and the guy who makes the paint tells us, well, the scientists have gotten a little carried away with the cadmium things. They said if you were a baby and you ate 17 tubes of it a day, yeah, you probably get cancer. But you also probably have your parents thrown in jail. So he says, you know, the amount of stuff they use is so insignificant. And you're not using, it's not in every paint. It's only in a couple paints, and it's not even in that much. They've really, you know, made paints more scientifically than ever now lately. And so it's really, you know, overblown a little bit.
Are some brands cleaner than others, or are they pretty much the same?
They're pretty much the same. They all pretty much get their materials from, you know, pretty much the same buyers and places and stuff. There's a lot of places that say they got, you know, handmade paints and stuff. You know, they're hand ground and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, they said that's just a fallacy. I mean, a machine does such a better job of grinding paint than a guy with a, you know, grinding it up like this, you know, with a mortar and stuff like that. He says, no, that's just not feasible anymore, and stay in business. So that kind of stuff. Yeah, you still got to scrape the paint off and put it in, you know, and put it into the big rollers and stuff to make it things. So yeah, there's always some hand done parts to the paint, but there's never this, you know, grinding it up by hand and stuff anymore. You know, because the machines do it so much better. you know, make it, then you ever could do it. So I'm just basically wiping in some of this Cad red here, just to get rid of some of the white. I was thinking not as much up here into my sky as much as I can do it in these dark areas here. Just a little bit of oil, just to blend it out a little bit more. And I'll draw it in for a second. You guys can spend more time on your drawing and stuff, which be expected. And then, you know, we'll catch up on the drawing. You can always, this video will be around for a while. You guys can download it and replay it and see how, you know, I'm sure you probably missed some paint mixes here and there on that thing. But, and if not, if you give me long enough time, I'll have them up on YouTube and stuff, and you guys can take a look at them there too. So you don't have to download it, but if you want to get the painting done, you know, within the next week or so, you have to either download it or watch it. I only can have it up there for, you know, from one class to the next, basically, the amount of storage room they give us. All right, so draw it in. I was looking at this before I put it up there, how this breaks down. You know, almost everything kind of goes to almost to a vantage point here on this, a lot of these things. So you can start, you don't have to worry. I'm gonna put it right about here. So it's gonna come down to here. Back to there. Just for basic drawing to get it started and stuff. And then I'll go straight. I want to try to make this go pretty much parallel with the top. If I can. And the water will come in here. And then right in here will be that little light area right in here. The shadow comes up in here, goes up. Almost like teeth, you know? Yeah. I want to get this area here, this right here, right in there. I want to get some of these nice grasses and stuff, be able to give myself room to put a few of those guys in. Well, let me see. You got that right. And then this thing too, up here. There's one nice little area here that kind of breaks up. And there's a second little hump. Little grass there. Little hump right in here, breaking around. And then we got the, also have that branch we were talking about, but we, like we said before, what we're gonna do is work that branch just a little bit better. Here, and then this thing. And I want you all to be able to draw right back here, right in that little spot there. You're going to be able to see every person there is on that beach, right? Paint every person in there.
And their dog.
And their dogs. There's a lot of dogs there, you know that, right? Andrea, this is South Haven.
What's left of it.
Yeah, well, yeah, like I said, they just showed a little video of it, and it's just like, oh my God, the water was
We've been following it.
going up.
Hasn't Lake Michigan on your side of town gotten the same effect though by the lake shore? And
Some places have.
Many inches higher than it's been.
Yeah, North Shore guys and stuff. So I'm gonna put in my, like, when I paint and stuff, I'll put in the darkest darks first with my big brush here. It's really good to put it in with a nice big brush, these darks and stuff, these areas here, because it's nice and brushy. I use like a bristle. Janie, this is where you can use those big bristle brushes you got from.
That's what I'm using. I'm using my classic classic flat from Rosemary.
Yay.
So I am gonna go put it in just a little bit darker than it is, and I'm putting it on the red side. This is Cad red and blue right here. And you bring it down. I always bring it down a little bit farther than it would be because I'm going to paint it back. But when I paint it back, I want some nice mixes of colors and stuff. So the farther I take it down, do some of these things like bring it down in here, you know, a little bit farther than it should be. It's fine. Then I'm going to go switch off a few feet, make it on the blue side. This is Cad red and blue, but it's on the blue side here, just a little bit bluer. And it's just a little thinking about going here and see if I can put this other area in here. This has just a little red into it. This is Venetian in blue and red going in here. And I'm going to take that Venetian in blue and red, and I'm going to go farther back. I'm going to make sure I do this little, you know, thing that comes down here, this little part of the dune. It feeds almost into the water, but it's not going to get that in here. Sorry, you can't see it. Paint behind the paint behind here. But, you know, one of the things too, this is a good time to think about these bumps too. You know, you can make these bumps in the dunes a lot bigger than they are, and we can paint them back later. But you know, sometimes just to get it in there and just make it stronger than it should be, just you come up with something nicer. I'm going to start adding green to this. I'm going to go with that dark green. I made up a little bit of dark green, but I put a little red into it. I put a little alizarin into it. It's way too bright, way too bright. But I'm just going to put it in there just for more of a placeholder on this stuff. Maybe work it back just a little bit back in this spot. Not too much. Just start bringing it in just in little spots. I see it. And it's more in streaks and stuff too. It's not like, you know, all in one spot. It's kind of just little areas that this green starts to come in and stuff. Yeah, it was funny painting with Collie Wisson, you know, and he painted for about 20 minutes, and then we'd go and paint what he painted for 20 minutes on the painting, same painting. We all be doing a kind of a paint along, and then he'd walk around and then you know, look at it, you know, help everybody with their paintings and stuff. I was always kind of very interested in seeing how he was gonna, you know, attack mine. And every time he was gonna come by, I just made some dumb decision on my painting, of course, and my painting was way off. And that's the first thing he'd always point to and say, that's wrong.
That's
Like,
how we go.
yeah, I know. Oh, I go, I know that, I know. So yeah, I know. So that's one of the big things I did take away from it and stuff, is being on the other side and stuff. And so that's how come I'm such a nice teacher these days to you guys.
Oh, is that what changed?
See? Yeah, it definitely did. All right. So my darks in this area are just kind of roughed in. There are some lights and stuff, some little grasses and stuff. There's a little bit of more light that goes on in here and here, little spots. But it's more important to keep moving, you know, on this thing. Keep this painting going and stuff. So I'm going to go and start working on the big shadow thing. And this is just, this is the base tone I'm using right now. And it's gray. This is a phthalo green, a little alizarin, and white. And I think it has just a touch of ochre into it. And it's pretty off a lot of places, you know, but I can put it in. I can see it running in here and back in here. And I can put it in there and knowing that, you know, the next color, it's not the perfect color, but it's going to be a nice, there is going to be a different color that's going to match up. There's going to be a little more red on the bottoms here and stuff, and some of my other colors and mixes. But this will help get this stuff going in, back in, feeding in a little bit. Maybe this one, pushing that one in a little bit. Keep them on the cool side. They feel very cool, in fact, right now. Make it a little cooler in here because there's a couple colors I got to go in here yet that will warm it up. But let's get this stuff in the right directions. And I'm just dragging it with a lot of the paint on the bottom. And as we go up here, it's just mixing. I'm twisting my brush just enough that I can get some nice smaller little angles and tufts in here. Okay, there it's just a little redder down in here. I'm just gonna put it in. I'm not gonna worry about the holes in the sand yet. Yeah, I'm just gonna get the big stuff. Get the big stuff first. The little stuff will take care of itself. We do take care of this stuff. Isn't that right, Mindy? Yeah. Hey, Mindy, I'm just checking to see if you're awake.
I have children and animals, so I'm muted to save everyone's ears.
Okay. Thank you, in fact. Thank you. I'm going to bring it down in here. It's going to be just a little bit redder and yellower, warmer right as we come forward because the yellows and reds always come forward in space. So I'm just going to use that in here a little more.
Jim, how's your baby puppy?
He's doing fine. You know, he's just getting very ornery. You know,
The test.
yeah, yes, I tell you, he just all of a sudden he'll bark for no reason at all. Just bark, bark, bark. You know,
Second.
and what are you barking at? You're not even looking at anybody. You're just barking, just to bark. You hear yourself bark. Yeah, he's a pain. He can be a pain in the butt a little bit too. But overall, he's really good. Yeah. How's yours?
How big is he now?
He's about 32 pounds or so far. So he's
He's
getting
big.
big pretty quick. He's doubled his size since we got him in the beginning of March.
Isn't that amazing how fast?
It is. It really is. How's yours? You got a good one too, right? Yours isn't that.
Oh
that
yeah, she's great. She's well, she turned a year on March 29th, so
much. Okay.
she's a good girl.
Yeah.
A lot of work. I mean, she's got a lot of energy.
Well, that's the thing is right now we at least that's the one thing is at least we got some time to do it now. So
Yeah.
he doesn't turn out well. Yeah, you know, I'm gonna be the one to be blamed. Sure. And, so I've been working with them a lot harder. Don't want to get blamed for this.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think you have to, right? You have to.
Invest.
Yes, you do. You do.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to be
Good.
puppy trained. He has to train us into what he's really thinking and stuff.
Yeah, just learning how they think and.
Definitely. I mean, Jesus. Well, he's doing well. He's pretty much potty trained and stuff. I think, you think he is, and then he'll change it up on you.
Well, I mean, when they're puppies, I don't know. They're like children. It's like having a 3-year-old. Just when you get them figured out, they need something different.
Tell me about it. Yeah, that is it.
It's wonderful.
It is.
It's wonderful when you get it. It is great. It's pretty good.
You do forget,
Yeah, you do.
going from an old dog to a puppy, boy, was that a shock.
It's being changed. It's kind of is a big change. I'm gonna start putting in some colors here, putting in some of my highlights, or these from the sun here, the sunny side stuff. And this is that Cad Yellow and White mix. Has a little ochre in it. I'm just going to lay it in right now and let it mix with a little bit of Venetian that's underneath. And then mix into the sides here. Just a little bit. And you're still using the biggest brush I have. Bringing it up to these one spots here where about it stops. Hit it one time good. Thinking about that one shape here, this the shape right in here. I'm thinking about the light, just catching that, what shape that is, It's almost a long skinny S, And how it, this shape here kind of goes off of it. Correct that a little bit. Gonna be a little dark, gonna have to lighten it up as we go. But let's, get it broken in, break it. Now I'm gonna keep going, go to this one. And it's almost like a bell, or side view of a bell. And just a little bit of it comes up, starts to come up the side here. This kind of little stuff here is going to be a lot of fun to do when you get up to here and start putting in this little stuff, these grasses in here like that. It's really just a light brush and kind of just scraping some paint away. Makes all these little fun little brush movements work. Okay, just keep on going. I'm gonna go to a different, just a little more pale color here, not as much color as I go down even from that one to this one. Gonna be about the same value, but it's just not gonna have as much color. It's not gonna be as saturated and come out at me as much. Then I'm gonna start getting into my little plateau, my little light area back here, this little spot of light right in here. I can bring that back up just because I want you to get there. I'll probably just use some of this color here I used here just put it in there a little bit. And then run it back around this edge. I can see I missed a little bit of a nice little thing here too. Gonna be a nice little piece of light. It's gonna hit some of these little areas here and stuff. Look for those. So that's sort of the beach area. I don't even have to touch that little teeny thing till the end. I'll do what Collie did to me when I was painting that one. The last day, last thing, he's going around and he takes a little teeny brush, puts some white, then goes, makes a straight line, and goes, there, done.
Mm.
I'm going, that was mine. I was holding out for that spot.
How funny.
Yeah, that was funny.
So yours looks so much lighter than mine, but I guess I can always lighten it up.
This is lighter than yours?
Yours is lighter, yeah. Like
All
mine,
right.
the shadow part, yours is more purpley, mine's more darker blue, but that's all right. I can lighten it up.
Yeah, I just add some red to it, yeah, and stuff. I mean, we're just in the basic tone colors now. I just want to get these kind of like, really simple kind of block in done, where I go from, it's this dark, kind of a little bit darker purple than this water to the medium topping color to this to the green back there. I'm using that big cheap brush of mine too again. I use like a cat. This thing always finds its way. It's just so cheap, and it makes my other brushes look good. I think that's what it does.
So you're still using your bristle brush?
Yeah, I'm just using my little Walmart bristle brush on this right now. I shouldn't tell you guys about this brush because then you guys will all run out and get it, and I won't have any. Anyway, it's good for.
I want to be like you, Jim. That's
hey, don't we all? Don't we all? All right. So you got some of your sand in. It's bluing out, getting bluer. It's warmer right in here. It's a little cooler, kind of grays and blues and stuff and purples going in here. And then it gets gonna get even a little cooler right back in here. There's this one spot here. I'm just gonna cheat it and make it blue, just to get it in there. The water is just warm, this kind of a purple up front. That purple was Cad red and in blue and white. And then this is just blue and a little bit of Cad red into it. And then I just added some green, phthalo green to it. Got that more aqua color back in here for the back edge of that water where it runs right into the pier. Then I'm going to go paint the sky since I'm right there. Then no. Yeah, I got blue on my brush, so I like to keep going and stuff. So I'm not going to really worry about trees right here at this point because they're not going to really get involved. Those guys are just little, brush prints and stuff. There's not a whole lot to do. I'm just going to try to bring this sky up a little bit. A little bit of green one right there. Bring it right in here. I know I got green that goes in here and there's a tree up here, but the green is not a really tough color to put in. That's going to go over this color pretty easily. So I want to just start it light right here. And then I'm going to go to a more medium blue. Work that in just a little bit more. This is pretty much going to go all the way to the top. I'll just leave a little bit for the really kind of a dark edge up here at the top. And bring it all the way into that guy. So I'm gonna go just a little dark deeper. One of the things with the sky, if you can keep it clean, this is a thing about skies, you keep it really simple, keep it clean, colors and stuff. It'll really help everything else, especially when you got a kind of a complex thing in front of it. You know, a nice calm sky that's not going to be jumping out too much. So I'm just going to keep it down a little bit, not go too much with it. Pretty simple. Use my big brush to blend these guys out a little bit. Doesn't have to be perfect yet. That's the thing, is it doesn't have to be perfect yet. Just working towards that. All right, I'll put in some greens. Got some nice blue green on here. I'll start off with the darker greens, and I'm just going to start finding spots here on the green to lay them in. I want to tape this back up. I don't know if you guys can see that. Is that out of the, oh, you guys can sort of see it. I can still point to it.
See which? I wasn't looking. Sorry.
Yeah, put that up there. I'm just going to go and paint this area up there now.
Okay.
That's it. I gotta find out where these little green stew feed in. There's only a few spots. Right in here feeds in, and right in there you can really see any green color besides the very rim. I'm going to feed that up just a little bit higher. That's one spot. Towel down, watch out.
I'm going to Mickey D's to get some drink and some ice cream. You want anything?
Yeah.
Everybody
give me a
wants.
ball. Give me a shake.
You know, my son is always, this time of night, he always gets just a little like stir crazy. He's got to go out and get something.
Yeah, I'm sure.
How's he doing? How old is he?
He's a student at Loyola, so he's
not a little guy. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's probably harder on him than the little guy.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure he's missing all of his friends and stuff too. Still,
Well,
I mean,
they talk online a lot.
Yeah.
Sometimes somebody will come pick them up and they'll go to some drive-through, or I don't know.
yeah. Well, he probably, if he's anything like my son, he still has a lot of high school friends too. And they're all back, so
Yeah.
so he still has friends. Still has a lot of friends.
My son too. So he hangs out with these kids that he's known since middle school.
Yeah.
They're still his go-to,
Yeah.
which is good,
That is good.
guys.
So yeah, it's so nice when you know him.
Put it down here, I think. It's just gonna need to get some work down in here. Got to figure out some little undulations here. I can't do it holding that guy. But I'm bringing some lighter greens right here on the top here. Still using that doggone big brush. I gotta, for this one, there's really like, I'm not putting in people in, or, I mean, I don't have anything close like that. So this big brush does can do a lot of this work. I gotta fix that up. As I speak, I think that's about it for it. Let's see if I can get a couple of spots in there.
Jim, going back, did you use any of that, the blue with the phthalo in it up in the sky, or did you go just with the
Yes.
cobalt?
Nope,
Okay.
that is right in here. That's where that came in. And
Yeah,
I
okay.
kind of
With the
just
green.
brought it down a little bit. I
Okay.
mean, there are probably a little bit of clouds and stuff, you know, but those are kind of a little simple things to put in. Like I said, I'm not going to deal with this little area here yet. I'm going to start dealing with. Now I'm going to go back in and use some good color correcting. Hopefully, there's some things that are right here. Maybe find a couple more greens back in here, trying to get it to step down as it goes back here. It'd be kind of interesting. I think that one's probably right there. You move further. Okay. Okay, it's blacked in. See, took about an hour, a little bit over an hour to block it in. Now I'm going to go back in and look for a few more cooler oranges in the sand in this area here and into here. But I'll be able to use like everything that's in here underneath here should work for me and stuff. Then I'll start probably dragging in some of these shadows into these lighter areas here, and then I'll go back in and put the highlights in and into these guys, and it should take care of a lot of the work. There shouldn't be a whole lot more. I mean, there's be a few more highlights to put in, but then I just got to go back in and put in some of these darker grasses that are in here. But those are just really kind of fun little, you know, brush strokes things. So I'm going to bring out my other big brush and think about lightening this down just a little bit. There you go. That's more it. Oh. I'm making up a color that had a little bit of cad orange, a little ochre into it, and then some wine. And just getting in here a little bright. Are you sawing?
That's Minnie. That's my dog just found me. She's all excited,
I know.
hiding in the.
He knows you're gone. Yeah, I know. That's what I figured. I knew it was, but it was just like, well, that's a big sounding breath going on.
Yep. She had
How
to
much
climb
did-
all the stairs too.
Yeah. How much does she weigh?
120.
Wow. That's a
The
good
dog,
size.
I think.
She's a big girl. She's Bernie's mountain dog, so she's like a black Saint Bernard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. That was one of the choices we were going to go for. I mean, my sister just had a batch of Bernese Mountain Dogs, but she only had 7 of them. I felt bad taking one because I was going to pay for it. So she wanted money for it. So yeah. Now my wife said we know what Goldens do, so we stick with that.
Yeah. I think a lot of it is similar shedding.
Or is it? They shed a lot
Oh
too?
yeah. Oh my
Like
gosh, it's incredible.
Black.
Yeah.
Everywhere?
You have,
Okay.
yeah, you have white, I have black. Yep.
Yeah. Well, yeah. This guy's gonna be weird. He's gonna be weird.
Well, my German Shepherd sheds like crazy.
That's another dog that sheds. You're right.
All right.
I have to vacuum every other day. I should vacuum every day, but I just
Yeah, you're right. Yep.
Our guy has not started shedding yet. He's still got his little coat on, you know.
He's
His
a baby
fluff.
Yeah.
dog. I miss those days.
Yeah, but it's coming, you know. I got our other dog, yeah, our Golden was horrible. It was like you could not. You'd always go to work and have hair on you.
Yes, so true. We have fur, yeah, those fur rollers every 10 feet.
Yeah, yeah,
Fur roller, hand sanitizer.
yeah. This is a kind of a cool color. This is that Cad orange, just a touch of Cad orange into these gray, these medium grays I made here. This basic one. I put a little Cad orange into it, and then I put just a little bit of phthalo into it, and it got this kind of a green to it. But it just really is kind of a nice in this area down in here. You can just see it just works so well to make up some of these things. And whenever I make paint this stuff, you paint it like a patch. You know, you want to do patches. You want to do patches of color and make sure you leave some color in between. Because if you paint everything in, it means you got to mix up like 2 or 3 more colors if you're doing a super realistic painting. So I kind of always paint just little patches and let the 2 mix visually instead of having to do it too much brush work and stuff. But it's kind of nice and stuff. I was going to use it down in here a lot. That's where I start to see it come into play. So I'm just gonna. There is something that comes in the middle of that, but I'm not gonna worry about that. It's just too goofy right now to put in. This is I'm gonna put that in here a little bit more too. Put it underneath. It's a little phthalo ochre and some red. Get it off. Put this guy back up. Right there is where I want to hit. So you guys happy with this one so far?
Maybe.
Maybe. Well, I don't have to worry about you.
Well, I don't know about that.
You guys. Yeah. Don't paint every footstep. That's one of the things, the key thing. Don't paint the footsteps. Paint footsteps, you're too close.
Are you watching me? Because that's exactly what I'm doing.
I figured. No, I just thinking, to myself, that's one of the things you never know. Trying not to paint those. I always try to paint around that stuff. Find an easier way to paint. here and just work this shape a little bit better. I'm just putting a little warmth in that gray, that original gray. And I've been putting that, I mean, just some of that is cad orange and that phthalo mix, more cad orange and phthalo. I'm just going to put it in these areas here. It's funny on this beach. I just found when I was looking for shots and stuff, some of our family shots came up. And one of them was my son right about here, you know, buried up to his neck, you know, like, but he must have been 10 or 12, you know, and we buried him up to his neck.
Yeah.
That was pretty funny. Just his head sticking out.
Yeah, these beaches are in big trouble.
Oh God, this town. I don't know, man. Just
Is this literally South Haven?
yeah, that's the pier right there.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And stuff. Yeah, these guys, and you know, and they'd be right now. They would expect to start seeing tourists right now too. With
They
this,
closed their marina.
for the year.
Yeah, because the electric's all
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, you got a place there? Yeah.
No, but we used to spend quite a bit of time there. We just love that area. Used to go bike riding and all.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty static.
My aunt lived in Fenville
Oh yeah, I know.
before it was expensive. So yeah, we as kids we spent an awful lot of time up there.
Yeah, we've had a place.
Very
up there.
different.
We've had a place.
Do
up
you?
there. Yeah. Well, not. Yeah, off the. About 20 minutes away from here on a little lake. And
Oh, so you're not. Oh, that's good. So you're not getting washed away.
no. I mean, we always have water, a decent thing, but yeah, these guys losing the beach is something though. Pretty sad.
Somebody that I know that has a house and they're in Coloma, so they're just south of South Haven.
Yeah.
And he was saying that it's, a big controversy because the locks that are up further north into Canada, I guess they're messing with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So that's part of the problem. Part of the problem is there's a lot more water, and then the other part is they're not letting the water, they're blocking the water.
Do its thing. Yeah.
Oh, are they?
Or they're so because there's so much runoff up in Canada, they're letting the water run down into
Right.
down
Right.
into the river.
Oh, so they're paying the price for Canada having problems.
Right.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, it's like everything else, gosh.
I think it's raining out.
We're supposed
Has
to
it?
have rain tonight.
Ooh, my God. Hopefully my wife got her stuff in. She was talking about bringing some stuff in. Oh, well, I'm busy. I can't do it. What I'm doing here and stuff is too, just starting to work on the slider areas here. There's some reds in here. I'm just going to put a little more Venetian, I think, just work it in these little, right here before where the foot traffic is. Bring this back in, and then I'll lighten this one up. I'm using my big brush still. Big brush, big ideas. Okay. I'm missing your dark one here. That's the one over here. This is that's coming too much. Jumping out at me. Okay. So gone back through, just worked on this area. I haven't done much up here yet. I'm trying to see what colors we got left here to go up there with. I think up in here. Yeah, seeing a little sand, and then it's seeing some of these grasses here, right in this area here. They get kind of some dead ones. They're coming down. So I'm just going to kind of take my brush pretty flatly and just, and drag it around and just kind of let some of these things come off it. Really, really soft and barely holding on. Right, Gene? You're just barely holding on, just really fast.
I'll tell you what's barely holding on is my sanity at this point.
Yeah. And Mindy here, she has some really young ones though.
Yeah,
Talk about sanity.
4 and 7 are my children's ages.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
You had mentioned
those days.
How are you doing in the isolation with them?
I think we have it easier than my friends who have children that are toddlers. So,
Oh my God.
so yeah, my friends I think are frazzled. We're okay. I think I got a little depressed when I heard that schools were closed for the whole year, but
Yeah.
what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Yeah, my niece has twin girls, 6-year-old girls, and then she has a 4-year-old. And so she's, having to do school at home. I mean, can you imagine teaching, if you're not a teacher and you have to teach
Oh yeah.
kids? I don't know.
It'd be hard.
And homeschooling and stuff. Yeah.
I think everyone's struggling. It's
Yeah,
hard. To be a mom.
definitely.
It's hard.
Mhm.
Well, then what happens? Everybody gets thrown back to work, and then what happens? Now it's like, oh,
You're
geez.
still teaching.
Well, that's what I'm wondering because, they're talking about some people going back to work. And
Yeah.
well, what about these? They're saying these kids that school, they might be changing it like 2 days a week. They go to school and then 2 days a week they are home. I thought, how does that work with parents who have to have jobs,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, when my kids were little, I used to come undone when it was Easter break, and because you got to find daycare for all those holidays.
Yeah, they seem to need a few days to adjust to like each other again.
Yeah.
There's a lot of bickering those first couple days. They're home.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I had a boy at least who liked to sleep.
Yeah, our boy likes to sleep too. You're right.
So he was easier. I had one of each. So
Same here. Yep. Different
Yeah,
animals.
so they sure are. My daughter's upstairs right now playing with the puppy.
Aww.
How old is your puppy?
He is like 15 weeks now already. We got him when he was 12, almost 12. So yeah, going by quick.
Very special.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like at that kind of cute stage, which doesn't last
He is
long.
cute. He's really cute.
Yeah, for now.
Hmm.
Then he gets mean. Then he gets, junkyard
No,
dog.
they won't.
Bad dog stage. Yeah, they got that
you.
too. It's the bad dog stage.
He's
Like,
always
what
so
can I get away with now?
positive, be positive. Yeah. So I saw something about, you know, they're going to have Notre Dame's choir back again next year. Going to try it again next year. And so everybody has
good.
to hold on to their paintings till then. I think. I don't know. Or you can sell them. You can.
Well, that'll give me time to work on mine then.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing, but I gotta fix it.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you say that this will be recorded so I can go back and catch the stuff
Yeah.
I missed?
Yeah, it's right now. Oh gosh, hopefully it's working. Check.
How would I view it again if I
Yeah,
wanted
it's recording. You just watch it. I'll send you a link to it, and
Okay.
you can watch it.
Okay,
and
great.
stuff.
I missed a couple steps. Oops.
No worries, no worries. My steps are pretty much blocking it in and then going around and making some color corrections and going around and hopefully getting them right. You know, but right now I'm just working on some of these greens up here that are kind of blending in, down, going in, coming, cascading down and stuff, and trying to get those guys to work in without jumping out too much. They're coming in just little spots. Getting them up high enough right here so they stay up high. All right. Sometimes I always find that the less brush strokes, usually the better. I can get them in.
Well, that depends on how you put the brush strokes in.
Right. It is okay. Got me again, Jeannie. You're on the fire tonight.
I'm sorry. I
Yeah.
just like, I don't know.
This is her therapy. Gotta have it. Good. No, there's a good.
Therapy.
Yeah. All right. So we got most of this stuff in. I'm going to go back in now and hit the highlights in this area here, and that should really start to make the painting start to work a little bit better. I do got to hit, you know, the highlights in the water a little bit stronger, and back in here, and there's a couple little things I got to do back there, but it's coming along pretty quick, and I'm going to go. These are going to be probably, hopefully, let's see how they are here. There's one right in here. That's a little bright.
Okay, I just heard a dog. Was that my dog or somebody else's?
That was mine upstairs.
Okay, good.
That's my
That's
little
the
guy making a lot of yippies. Yip, yip, yip.
Oh,
Yeah, he learned, he's gamed the system a little bit. He gamed it.
yeah.
You know, we give him a treat. He give him a treat to, you know, if he goes out, does his business, comes back in, you know, he gets a treat.
Mm-hmm.
So he knows if he goes outside, waits a few seconds and comes back in, he'll get a treat. So
That's what that's the same, and she still thinks that.
Yeah, oh,
And we're
that's
terrible because we still give her one.
She goes, that's part of the deal. That's the deal. Right?
They train us as much as we train them.
Oh, God.
You know, this dog that I have, my little German Shepherd, she's the only dog I've ever had that is really not treat motivated. She just doesn't really like treats.
Oh, yeah?
That's
Oh,
good.
lucky you. Yeah. Yeah, Goldens, that's what they run on, pretty much treats and food and stuff. This guy eats so fast. You put the food down and it's gone within, 5 seconds.
Yeah.
He's growing.
Holy crap. Where'd that go? I mean, come on, swallow. So, yeah. So I'm putting in these kind of like almost stair steps of ripples and stuff in the sand. Just hitting the highlights, and as I get down here farther and farther, you don't have to put as much fresh paint on the brush. Sometimes I just, a little bit and then blend it around and let it makes a lot of these things, these highlights and stuff, so it doesn't just jump out at me. These up here just a little strong yet. I mean, I still got a couple little things to do up here to knock them back, but they'll start feeding out. I gotta widen it out too as I go down because it's kind of too skinny. I need to start widening it out a little bit more, getting a little more of this dappled light effect. Just missing this color. Well. Is that me?
No.
No, I'm sorry, my computer is, every time I get a notification, it dings.
Oh, okay. No.
It just means our eBay bid is winning or something.
No,
Yeah.
I just have
No.
leftover from my work days. I just had my notifications turned on, so if somebody was trying to
Yeah.
text me or whatever,
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't need it anymore,
Yeah. No, just kidding around.
The only time I really notice it is when I'm, of course, in class or Zooming.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I ignore it.
Okay. I'd say I could simplify this shape a little bit, getting a little bit too much, gave it a little bit too much work. Blend it out a little more. It's almost like painting water when I'm painting this sand and stuff, because I'm thinking about the same kind of things about
It's very fluid.
how yeah, it does have that kind of, does move almost in waves.
Is it like snow at all?
A lot of snow too. If you got steps in snow and stuff, it's a lot like that. Yeah. This is where we're really gonna, you got these nice cools in here, and this is when you start putting in that warm orange here and there. This is I'm gonna start putting it in. So, in fact, it's that Cad orange and a little bit of Cad orange and phthalo. I don't know why I can't say that. Just a little bit of phthalo in there, just Cad orange and stuff. It makes it kind of a cool color. It's kind of strong and holding its place. Against these guys, it just kind of glows a little spots, and I find
That's it now. That's what you're putting in now.
right now,
Yeah.
just see it just in these little crevices of the footstep, and they're just little. Just don't get. You don't want to make it spotty, but you only want to hit So you can only hit a few spots. But this color can kind of pull that area, go through this area, the light area, and into this area, and almost be like a thread and pull the thing together. So that was just, you know, just one thing. Just don't want to go over too much and do too much with it, but it just, you'll find it's a nice color. Yeah, there's going to be some more work to do around the edges and stuff, definitely on this thing. But I think the colors are here to do it. I mean, these are all these colors together. You don't have to mix up a ton more colors. I don't think there's a lot more colors that really go in there fine. Yeah, there he is up there barking away. She said she might bring him down, but I don't know.
Well, I hope she does.
I can tell her to. Well, I can't tell her to, but I can ask.
You can ask her.
Definitely don't say that.
Pretty please.
Yeah. Yeah, he looks so calm when he comes down here, but he's
Yeah, it does.
he's a little high maintenance otherwise.
You know, my puppy, she's she's still a puppy, but she always winds up. She's like you know how when your kids are little, right before they go to bed, they just kind of get a little nut out.
Exactly.
That's the way she is.
Oh yeah, he's that exact same way. This is, you know, a little witching hour.
Yeah.
You know, he just got extra energy and he has to get rid of it. And so he takes it out on us. He just barks and runs around and, you know, my daughter has her cats here too. And so he's getting used to playing, you know, go what cats are.
Good.
Yeah, it's really cool because, you know, otherwise we wouldn't have them. And so he's getting this extra thing.
Cats can entertain him.
They could care less about him. Could care less about, you know, get away, kid.
Mm-hmm.
Bother me. Oh God, yeah. They stay up high and look out the windows at birds. That's all they do. Look at the birds. Because she's from downtown, and so you know, these kids don't get to see too much. You know, she didn't have, you know, a little apartment, and it's up against another apartment, so it's just like
We're all having fun.
get some light. Yeah. So there, yeah, it's like it's a vacation for them.
Yep.
So I'm also going in with some purples now, a little bit darker purples, and I'm just going to bring those guys into here. So, you know, look for some cool colors, some warm colors, like the oranges are really nice. I think I might have to build that up a little bit more, but also just in the shadow areas, look for these little purples here and there too, because, yeah, that is really nice in the sand, is when you see purples and blues and stuff. You can get those in these shadow areas and make them feel like sand, you know, for they don't just jump out at you as blue and purple, but if they're kind of like this and stuff, you know, that's really good stuff to have. It's fun stuff to have in your painting. Drag a few of these hairs up here. Go up a little bit higher. A little bit more, maybe just a little bit more here and there. All right, enough dilly-dallying there. That's enough. That's enough. Gonna start working, going back trying to get some of this stuff done. At least there's not much back here to worry about. I'm gonna go back and make sure I get this spot. This is popping up a little bit too high. So I'm gonna tone it down. I think it's just a hair bright. Probably need just a little more red, a little red into it, and tone it back down. I have to get over here, get a better stroke in. Just push that back just a hair more. Right? Think so?
Absolutely.
There you go. See, Jeannie, can do attitude. Love that.
Yeah. I'm being a little sarcastic right now. So.
I think I'm just gonna run a little bit of the sand, even though it's that color. Take it back all the way to that corner, that one little spot back here. This little angle where it thins out, almost to the beach. See, right where we are right here in this spot, this is where they have like stair steps that go down to the beach. For this is really more of a rocky area down here where it's more gravelly, usually. And over there is a really nice, pristine beach without you can drive up and sit and get off your cars and stuff. Make it just a hair bigger than it is, where I can have some interest. Makes it a little bit easier. Little spots in the water here. Lighten them up with a little more sky. I had back in here, just to bring that in a little bit. Maybe start to pump a little area in here up. A little too much, too bright. One little spot back in here. A little bit too much. Too bright, not bright enough. Yeah, see, it's that time of night. He's up there
He
barking.
sounds like a baby, though. Listen to him.
Oh,
Love
yeah.
that.
Baby.
You have no idea why he's barking though. He's just barking and like, come on, buddy. So, got some of the stuff done. I'm just gonna basically go back and nudge some things around, blend a few things out, have some little hit a few spots. There's a little brighter spot there, yellow. Too far. Gotta make sure these shadows don't start feeling too much the same. Like it's kind of about the thoughts I think of, like They're just too much same hole. So let's see, light. It'll be a little cooler, but that's pretty close. And purple, like the purple down here. Yeah, color's better. And there's one little spot here too I like. Look for little areas that are, you know, you little specks of unexpected light coming through. That's little things I like to look for. I see just a little spot here. Now, right here. Coming in. Boy, this one feathers up a little bit bigger. A little redder too. Cool. Couple of these highlights, bring them in a little bit. And if they're too bright, I'll just hit them with my finger and just push them back a little bit in space. Really just, boy, just like, feels like I just missed this color here. I have to look at it one more time. That's a lot more yellow in it. What I have. Maybe a green, touch of green into it too.
Did you really say that South Haven has closed their harbor for the summer?
Yes. The lake is so high that it started covering up some of the electric works for the marina.
Yeah.
So I think it's a safety thing.
Yeah, they're gonna have to spend like 300 grand to get to rewire everything. And they just like, oh my God, they don't know where they're gonna get that money.
Yeah, they're in trouble.
And then this hit.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like another, like whang, whang, wham is like, oh geez, you poor people. You know, so you got there quite a few times there, huh?
Yeah.
You go to the restaurant and stuff, it's Clementine's.
Yeah, we've been there.
Yeah, it's a real tourist trap. We always go for the movies though. The movies are so much cheaper than they are here in Chicago. You know, you can you get first run movies really for, you know, a couple bucks still.
Just always, you just feel like you're away, you know?
Yeah,
So-
yeah. Yeah, you're almost like it was in a different country.
Yeah, it feels like vacation.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we bought the place a long time ago just because of my you know, freelance work. You never knew how it was gonna go. Stuff, and I couldn't track
Yeah.
every time.
Are.
Yeah, every time I get think about going on vacation, I get a big job and you couldn't go. So, yeah.
Did you
Weird
work?
thing about my
Did you
yeah,
work from there?
yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's
did.
perfect.
I did quite a lot. I ended up working a lot from up there. You know, wasn't quite the easiest thing to do. I mean, but we always find a way to do it. Still got to give the kids their time, and then you go do your. I can find my time, go to work. So I'm still working on these one guys here. I got the right. I think I got them in right. I'm just trying to get sometimes to bring them up a little bit more. And the problem is I'm getting a little too even spread here. So I gotta just blend a couple out a little bit where I don't get like too even, too rhythmic. Just just little things like this always bug me. I hate painting.
Don't.
Us too.
It's terrible.
Jim, do you paint every day?
You working somehow every day. Since I've been doing a lot more online classes like this, yeah, almost really am painting every day. But it's the nice thing is my paints are never, I'm really using up a lot of my paints instead of, a lot of them just being thrown out because they didn't get used that week or something like that. I didn't get a chance to work,
Yeah,
So,
how do you guys keep your paints nice?
just big piles of it, really. Of your piles
And then
of paint.
like break the skin off or?
Yeah, you just pull the skin off if you need to. But most of the time it's just, they stay, if you're painting every day, they go quick. I mean, you're really just refreshing them all the time.
What I do because I have a palette for every painting, and there's some paintings I haven't finished. What I'll do
Yeah.
is fold the paper, because I have mine on paper. I'll kind of fold it over, and that kind of keeps it from drying out. And then I put it in my plastic container.
Yeah.
I
If
bought that airtight palette and it really doesn't work that well.
It only works for like a day or so. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not a big long time thing. So, all right, I'm gonna start working up top again. I think I did enough work there. Get these grasses just to come out just a little bit here and there, to spread them out. Work these. All right. Didn't really get back in here just as much as I should. Right in here, just a little bit. I want to get that little area there to pop out. Okay. Now I'm just gonna start bringing in these guys here, the little brighter highlights grasses right at the top here that kind of have a little red in them, a little red orange. I'm just going to using my some of my sand color and just pumping a little Cad Yellow into it and with Cad Orange into it. And just going to put it in these little grass areas here, right? Because they'll pop out against the green. Trying to twist my brush off here and there. I don't want to be starting to get. I'll have to use my knife, I think, after this. And think about putting in this yellow tree thing here a little bit. It'll work. That's working better. Usually the stuff when I do this, when I start getting into little details like this and stuff, the bigger the brush I use, the less I can detail I'll put in, and that's usually a better way to go than my little brush. I guess just like everybody else, I just really pick that thing up. I want to paint everything. And it kind of messes with the flow of the painting too a little bit, because all of a sudden you can almost tell when somebody pick up the brush for a little bit too long. But now I'm getting a little bright, but I think I can go with some worms in here. I don't want to get too hairy, so since I just a bigger stroke. With the little strokes, you know, instead of doing all the strokes, you do a couple little strokes and a lot of kind of bigger, heavier strokes. Let the brush kind of just do the stuff. Just try not to wipe away all the darks, but you're going to wipe away probably quite a lot of them right now. I just keep going here. I think that's a little too white. All right. Okay. Tough thing now. Figure out that yellow thingamajob without. Now I'm just going to put in a couple twigs here with some of those dark paints I originally started with and stuff. I'm just using the side of my brush. Getting a couple of these guys in here. They're just slashes, you know, little teeny marks. Don't get them too much. That's it, slashes. I hear that slashes now. Go, go, go. Kill, kill, kill. Gee, those are gonna be these little darks you gotta put into the sand to get these other things. I'm more really looking for the heat in them too. that they have a lot of warmth, and they're on the red side. Catch a little bit of yellow, but not too much. Use some of that drag me, pull this corner together. Sometimes these, you don't want a spot right there. You want to pull the corner to it a little bit too here, a little bit, so it's kind of anchors it a little bit. It's not just out in an island. You got enough islands over here you're gonna put in, so you want to put in a little couple when you put them in a few times. Look at line them up a little bit, tightening them up. A couple darks underneath. There we go. Starting to work. Starting to get there. Find a few more of these dark areas. These little patches here. There'll be quite a few more little things to do up here, but okay. Before I go, let's start thinking about this this big branch here. What can I not get away with? I mean, what can I, put away? Least I can do for it. I'm going to go with a medium brush. The big one's going to be harder to work with. Let's start with a few things here. I'm going to put it back in here. I'm going to tie these two areas here together. So let's make a couple things here. Maybe it doesn't have to be quite as crazy. Okay, that's better. See where else I can use the same color. This is that little bit of yellow mixed in with what is this? Cad orange and phthalo again. Gosh, keep putting God, I gotta get this doesn't jump off my head there a little bit. What were we talking about? The paint's not being toxic again.
Yeah.
I think it got me. I got myself there. I got myself that I can't remember anything. Oh, here's that bright yellow and stuff. I'm just going to use it kind of to trail back around a little bit here.
No, I mean, I was asking because I have a girlfriend who wants to do oil paint, but she's afraid it's toxic. And I thought, well, I don't know.
It is if you eat it.
Yeah, you can eat it and stuff, and we'll be all right. Yeah. It barely gets on my hands.
I don't get much on my hands.
No, I mean, if you learn how to handle it and stuff. You don't just, it's not
Not a
it's not
toy.
not finger paints, right? There is also, I think I was telling Mindy about it, that there are also water-based oils too now out that are, a lot of people have been painting with.
Yeah.
So, they seem to do all right. They do some pretty good work on them. I know, a couple people in my other classes have it. So if that's what's holding them back from doing it, there are ways around it. You can even do acrylics if you needed to.
She uses acrylics now.
Yeah. All right. Just a little bit. This just needs a few little good highlights. Some grasses here. Maybe now what I'm going to do is just put a couple branches, these pieces of branches that kind of pull this thing together and stuff. And they have a lot of red in them too, so it should stand out pretty easily. What I'm seeing is it's more, this is more of a weed than a part of a tree. Could be a lot of poison ivy up there. That's what I'm thinking.
And snakes.
Always keeping an eye out for that. So I'm just gonna kind of connect these guys together a little bit. Not being quite as heavy and full, because I still want this to be the spot. This just to kind of lead in and stuff. What I'm gonna also do is probably try to look for little areas I can put a little dab of red to, to move your eye quicker. Usually that's what colors you look for. Your eye just really picks up red really quickly. So I'll use that to kind of sometimes move your eye around a little bit if you got something that's going to be too distracting and stuff. But this, just gonna make it a smaller branch here and then put in a few other little goofy things here. And maybe a couple more branches up there, just to break up that sky. And not too much. Most of the work I want to do is still down in here on the fun part. So I'm not gonna go too much more in this area here, because it seems like always the more just shows up as something like I don't really want it to. Okay, what we got here? 5 minutes. The class is over. Come on, you guys are all this far, right?
I don't know. I keep repainting some areas, which is not a good sign, but
No, I know what you mean. I'm going to soften this guy. Yeah. No, don't worry about it. You can, we got more, you can, this is, you can spend some more time on it. You can get it right. We're going to hit the highlight a little bit stronger right there. Not a whole lot of color in there. Stronger too. This could be a little bit stronger. All right, somebody's yawning.
No, I think that's my son. He's on a
Oh,
video
he's back.
game. Sometimes they get very exciting.
He's back from McDonald's?
Yeah.
Good, good. You gotta feed that boy more.
Oh my gosh. You know what? That's one thing about the coronavirus I'm not happy about. I feel like nothing, all I do is cook, grocery
Yeah.
shop, cook, grocery clean, grocery shop clean.
Isn't it crazy?
Short order cook too. Yep.
You think about it more often than anything else.
Well, now you really have to meal plan because it's hard to just run out.
It really
You
is.
know,
That's
you're
exactly right.
more organized than usual.
Yeah.
I don't know if I needed that, but I put it in anyway. All right. I'm going to put in a couple little scratches of things back here. This has to go just a slightly bit darker back in there. Not that part. I'm still going to do some work on this. I'll try to document it a little bit for you guys. I'll put it either on the end of the video I do and stuff. So you can see that there's, it didn't just end here. There's probably another hour or so to do on this painting.
I would agree.
Good.
I need to, well, not on yours. I mean, for me, I need a couple of hours.
Yeah. I mean, it's good work, right? I think it's worth. It will be worth it when you get done with it. I tell you, it will be. If you can, get the colors to work out well. I think you're gonna be everybody should be better be happy with it. Damn it. I'm gonna pop this.
I think I will be. I just am not there yet.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's starting to get dabby, but I need to just take my knife. Another nice thing, you guys probably see is, when I scrape, you can scrape into these little areas and stuff. Sometimes you don't have to, use too much paint. You can just, scratch it off back down to the canvas, and it works just as well as if you
As if
did.
you're a watercolor?
Yeah. Oh, if you were a watercolor, yes.
Oh.
That's how those people work. Yeah, they stole this idea from oil paints years ago.
Right.
I just bring up enough little light here. Just get a couple nice pieces of light going across here and there, and it'll start to flow around. And you'll really just start to take off. I keep saying it's going to take off. I'm just hoping it does. It's gotta. One more stroke, and that's usually where I kill myself, kill my painting. One more stroke. But
I think having it dry a little bit is going to help me too.
oh yeah, that will. But all right, just little things like this. I'm just to show you a couple little things to put in. Just those little dots and stuff that you put in here, and you can see them all in these dark sands and stuff. Those will be kind of nice to look at. I mean, to find this little area, it's almost like doing a little abstract, putting in a little sand here and there. It goes in pretty quick. You don't even have to be exact with this stuff. That's a kind of fun thing. Because I don't want too much information and too much people looking over here anyway. I want them to, kind of point them over that way. Point them down that way. Why don't you go down to the beach? The beach is that way, right? That's about it for now. All right, who wants to show me? Anybody have something to show me?
Yeah, okay. I can show you mine. I made some mistakes that I'm trying to correct, so.
Okay.
Oh, you can't see it.
Let me pull you up here. Oh, wrong person. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Oh, how beautiful.
That's really nice, Jeannie.
Mhm.
Jeannie, good job. How big is that?
I went a little crazy on that bush, so I need to redo that bush. But
The ones coming down into the sand?
on this top corner over here, this bush, the one with
Oh.
the leaves.
Okay, yeah, I can see it now.
I had it too big, so I'm trying to scale it back, which created other problems. So
Okay.
I'm gonna work on it.
Yeah. You want to bring out the highlights in the sand just one more time, bring them out a
Okay.
little bit stronger. But otherwise, boy, that's been really nice. Got a lot of
Mhm.
nice mood to it.
Thank you.
You're
This was a
welcome.
good painting. Thanks for picking it. I mean, a good subject.
Good. I liked it too. Really
Thank you.
good. Lisa, you're
I'll
up.
show you, I'm far from done.
I don't care, Lisa. You don't
No.
care.
Far
Far
from.
Far
Lisa's
from
here.
done. Good.
Hold
We
on.
want you far from done.
Okay. Let's see how I do this. I'm not good at this either.
That
Where
looks
am
good. Wall. I like the wall.
I?
Oh, you got the tree, you got the bush, and you got the light. Good lighting.
Look,
Good
your
light.
stamp
Good
looks
light.
good.
That's
Just
gonna
start,
look
I
good.
haven't wrecked it yet. Always happy when I haven't wrecked it yet.
I like your light. The light works good. It feeds back there.
Looks
Yep. You're starting to have fun with the top of the hill, the top of the dunes and
Yeah.
stuff. That's going to be a lot of fun.
I'm
Look-
learning to
look
roll
forward
that
to it.
paintbrush. It's fun and to trust it.
To trust it a little bit and just go with it, because
Yeah.
it just does make everything so much easier.
Yeah, it's fun.
No,
Yeah.
that's good.
Nice job. Who we got left, Andrea or Mindy? Who wants to show?
Honestly, I'd rather not show.
Oh, then we got to go to you.
I'm not going to show. I'm not showing you.
You don't have to. I never
I
do.
don't. I don't want to show.
You good?
No pressure.
Yeah, no
It's
thanks.
supposed to be a fun
I
club.
can help.
Well,
All right.
I made it look like Picasso. So
Well, that's a good thing.
That's all right.
no thanks. I'll pass.
It's a beginning.
Yeah.
All right. No worries. Okay, Andrea, you're up there. We're looking at you. We see your eyeball.
Uh,
Now, come on. No goofing off.
with my brush at the end, and it got a little overworked, but here's what I came up with.
Oh, it looks gorgeous.
Oh,
Oh,
they're all
you
good.
got you see, you capture some motion. You got some really nice colors in your shadows, and you're coming up. Yeah, you're gonna have to probably clean up the very front area, the whites and stuff a little bit
Right.
in the sand. But
Right.
yeah, that's looking really good. Has a nice mood to it.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Very nice. Thank you.
Okay.
Well, it'll be fun to see them when they're all finished and
Oh, yeah.
stuff.
Okay.
And stuff. So,
Thank you.
all right, yeah, guys. Thanks for coming in tonight. And we'll see you guys next week. And we
Thank
Okay.
you.
take another stab at something. Anything you guys want to paint next week? Anything special?
I don't know.
No.
You always pick something good.
Mhm.
Okay. You guys are happy with this? These are little, I tried to do one session paintings and stuff.
It's different kind of a landform. We did a mountain and a barn.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
mix it up. So keep us challenged. I'm sure you will.
All right. I'll find something. I'll challenge you. It'll be something that there's usually something in these things that challenge you.
Okay, sounds good, Jim.
Thanks,
All
Jen.
right.
Thank you.
Good night,
guys.
everybody.
We'll see you.
Bye.
Thank you, Lindy, for
Bye.
coming in.
Bye.
Show us what you got sometime.
Okay.
Bye.
All right, guys. All right, bye.